Delbert, that you?
I better stop for gas.
Stopping where? Red Rock? Better pay cash. Pete's telling the captain you forgot to fill her up again.
There, Chee.
Can't what? Del, you're breaking up on me. Where are you?
Can't stop. Who's this guy? Can't stop. Chee, you there?
I'm not reading.
Chee, I can't hear you.
Prescott, are you available for 10-5 duty? You're listening to K-Res, your voice of the Four Corners. It's sure a hot one today on the res. So find some shade, kick off your boots, and let Conway Twitty cool things down.
My name should be Trouble. My name should be...
Hi, Officer Chee.
Hi, it's
Jen. Jen Dinyaze.
Yeah, you're,
Tyrant House Diné. Your Saul clan. It's okay, you can talk to me.
Right. There's a storm coming. Hop in. You know you shouldn't be hitchhiking. There's a lot of freaky people out there.
I've got to get to work somehow. My mom works 2 shifts at the hospital.
Doesn't matter. Anybody can pick you up.
Chee, I'm gonna get this guy tonight.
Get who, Del?
This guy thinks he's Picasso.
What?
I need to get some backup.
You just say Picasso?
Chee,
Wait, are you in pursuit? Do you need assistance?
headed out on 33 towards the Bronx.
That was Officer Nez, wasn't it?
Yeah, you know him?
He takes his coffee black with 2 sugars. He's cute.
You know he's married.
So?
Maybe you just like policemen.
Depends.
Del, I'll meet you at the Big Chief. Delbert, are you there? Hey, you read me? Remember, it's your turn to buy.
White, 1 sugar, right?
Yeah. So, who's this Picasso guy?
Spanish dude. Dead.
Come on, Jen.
Some rock painter. Delbert, he has a real jones for the guy.
Do you know who it is?
Somebody crazy. Who else paints a whole mountain white?
What, a whole mountain?
The big pile of rocks past Route 33.
I know where that is.
But you never go there, right? Me neither.
You believe in skinwalkers?
If I can believe in calculus, I can believe in witches and ghosts. You don't have to.
Yes, I do.
What do you believe in, Officer Chee?
Thanks for the coffee, Jen Dinyaze.
Thanks for the ride, Officer Chee.
Delbert, it's Chee. Come on, man. Jen says you're cute. Hey, Delbert, you out there? I'm coming after you. Yeah? This is Chee. Officer down, Route 33. Can you read me? Got an officer down. I need help here. Can you read me? Got an officer down. Stop right there! Take the gun out of your belt and put it on the ground, slowly! Turn around. Put your hands where I can see them. Yeah. Buy anything. You're ashamed. Yeah. Buy anything. Get up.
Mr. Pinto, you're accused of a federal crime. Do you understand? If you do not have an attorney, I will appoint one for you. You are accused of gunning down a tribal police officer. You may receive and be facing the maximum punishment. Do you have anything to say to this court?
You could help.
Not my thing. Rather watch you. What about China?
What about it?
Well, I went on the internet and you can book the whole trip. I could take the weeks that I've got coming and... Emma, we earned it.
I didn't lose all my hair and grow it back to go to China. I want to tend to my garden. My family.
Your family. Emma, we discussed this. It's not my case.
You could make it your case.
You know Jim Chee. You like Jim Chee. He caught the man red-handed.
Mary Kiani says he's innocent.
Mary's her cousin.
That makes her a liar?
Makes her prejudiced.
Ashie Pinto is Bitterwater clan like me. Does that mean I'm prejudiced too?
I looked into this man, okay? Ashie Pinto has a rap sheet. He did hard time for second-degree murder. He did it, Emma. He doesn't even deny it. Okay. I'll talk to your cousin. I said...
I heard you.
You're a lucky man.
So they tell me.
Still might have to do a skin graft, but that depends on you. Keep using the salve. You have been using it.
Something similar.
Buffalo turds and cactus juice. We're talking about your hands, son. If you lose the use of it, you may as well turn in your badge.
So what?
What?
What do I owe you?
You're covered. Or is that against your religion, too?
Well, my break's over.
Jim!
How long you been sitting there?
Nice to see you too, Jim. How's your hand?
I'll live.
I tried calling. I left messages.
Look, Janet, I'm not much good for anybody right now, okay?
Jim,
Look, he was in pursuit, and I should have gone to assist him. That's procedure. Instead, I pick up this kid, a girl. I was having coffee and flirting with a teenager when I should have been...
did you think he was in trouble?
It doesn't matter what I thought. If I'd played by the rules...
I knew a cop, a Navajo cop, who used to say the rules are meant to be broken.
He was a fool.
No, he isn't.
You're defending Pinto, aren't you?
That's not why I came to see you.
You know, when I heard you were staying, I figured there had to be something irresistible for you not to take that job in D.C.
Irresistible.
I know you love lost causes, but I can't help you. The FBI has jurisdiction.
He's still entitled to a defense.
So defend him. I'm out of it.
You're on medical leave. You could work with me and answer some questions. As a friend.
As a friend. He did it.
You're sure of that?
It's one thing in this world that I'm sure of.
Praise Jesus, the brakes worked. Sister Mary, I want to thank you for riding with the Come to Jesus Cab Company. When you travel with Christ, you always reach your destination.
How much?
That'll be $10. 5? Brother Joe Leaphorn, God bless you. And Mrs. Leaphorn, you are a walking miracle.
And you're a walking weasel, Slick Nakai.
What's with the taxi service there, Slick?
God said, be a shepherd unto the people, and I shepherd them. And I save them, no extra charge.
Thanks for helping my uncle.
We'll see.
Let's go have some coffee.
Sister Mary, y'all give me a call. I'll come fetch you. God loves a round-trip fare.
We'll take her home. So long, Slick.
Hey, Joe. There's another reason why I'm driving Hank.
I heard you lost your preaching permit.
They can stop me from preaching, but only God can silence this voice. There's a problem. You see, it's my revival tent. They won't let me set it up on reservation land unless I clear up a minor misunderstanding.
Something about a collection plate.
What I get, I give to God. Everybody knows that. Except you. Listen, Joe, just put in a good word for me, will you?
Try prayer, Slick.
You do unto me, and I'll do unto you. That's a promise. Hallelujah. Praise God. Praise the taxi, the Come to Jesus taxi service. Jesus, let me get home.
I have Officer Chee's report.
My uncle's a gentle soul.
I'll tell that to the man he killed back in Texas.
He was a boy. He drank too much and got in a fight. He doesn't drink anymore.
Well, according to the report, he had an alcohol content of .211, and he was walking down Highway 33 with a bottle of $30 whiskey.
How could he afford that?
Are you saying Jim Chee made it up? You know him. He's a good man.
So is Ashie Pinto.
Does your uncle like to paint? Apparently, Officer Delbert Nez was trying to apprehend a rock painter. Someone defacing a big outcrop in the desert south of Big Rock.
My uncle tells stories, old stories. He helps people find things. He doesn't paint rocks.
This is what I'd like you to do. The federal government has appointed an attorney. I know her. She's good. You should work with her.
Is she Navajo? Mm-hmm. Would she understand that my uncle's family would know if he had a pistol, or if he started drinking again? Would she know these things?
I can't promise anything.
Mr. Pinto, how are you? The trial date's been set. Mr. Pinto, I've entered a plea of not guilty, but the prosecutor may be open to an accommodation. People think the law is written in stone. It isn't. We can make it work for us, but I need you to give me something to work with. You have to tell me what really happened.
You look tired. You should go home and get some rest.
Please, Mr. Pinto, let me help you.
Before there were books about laws, there was a tree and a rock and a river. I used to know their names, all their names. But now, their names are lost to me. It doesn't matter if your law calls me guilty or not guilty.
Mr. Pinto, your family wants you home.
You're Navajo. You know Hosho.
It means order.
Harmony, the balance of all things. It's lost to me because of what I did. You think your law can give it back?
As long as I feed you.
Officer Chee, Captain Largo. Pick up this time, buddy. Like I've been trying to tell you, your medical leave has been extended. But you gotta give me a call, Jim. Well, $1 million view.
My uncle likes it out here. I'm close by if he needs me, but he doesn't need much.
How far is it from here to where Officer Nez was killed, Joe?
About 100 miles.
How'd he get there?
Well, according to the DMV, he owns a car.
What, that?
I think someone picked him up. I should have told you.
Well, it is important.
I was coming back from my mother's hogan when I saw the dust from the road that runs past his shack. It could have been a light-colored car or a pickup.
When was this, Mary?
The night before he was arrested.
Joe, it's not as if we're breaking in. It's for his own good.
I don't have a warrant.
Relax, honey.
Relax, honey.
So, what are we looking for?
Something that explains how an old man leaves here with nothing and winds up 100 miles from here with a gun, whiskey bottle in his hand, and a dead policeman on fire.
That's one of his stories.
Are they always in Navajo?
Oh, he tells them in English, too.
Coyote likes to cause trouble. They like to make hardship and hurt people. Coyote likes to make people die. That's how I heard it when I was a boy.
He tapes them for people. They pay him sometimes.
They?
He doesn't have a phone. So they write to him. Teachers, professors. They don't write much anymore.
Anyone recently?
No. I pick his mail up at the trading post. I read it for him.
All of it?
Yes.
You don't believe her?
I believe she wants to believe it. But maybe Ashie Pinto picked up his own mail and saw a letter he didn't want his niece to see.
So this is where Ashie gets his mail.
Maybe you better stay here. Old John McGinnis can be vinegar piss on a stick.
Oh, please. Nothing I haven't seen before.
If it ain't the legendary Joe Leaphorn.
John McGinnis. I'd like you to meet my wife.
Mr. McGinnis? I've heard a lot about you.
Lies, my dear lady. All lies. But you are even lovelier than they say you are. May I offer you a refreshment, Mrs. Leaphorn?
Sure, coffee if you have it.
Help yourself.
So did you hear about Ashie Pinto?
Notice how he gets right to the point. That's unusual for a Navajo. To your health, man.
So did Ashie Pinto ever pick up his mail here?
I thought the case was closed, Lieutenant.
Just tying up some loose ends.
Yes, Mr. Pinto was here a while ago when the mail truck came. He asked me to read him a letter. This fellow wanted to talk to him.
This fellow had a name?
Some professor over at the university. Taggart, I think.
And Pinto agreed?
First thing he says is Coyote. Taggart's a coyote. That's about as strong as a Navajo gets, ain't it? He wanted to say no.
Why didn't he?
He was tapped out. Flat broke.
Beautiful.
Mexican.
Bolivian. See, those are Bolivian coins. Very old. New York collector'd pay a few thousand. How Ashie Pinto found it, I'll never know. And he'll never tell.
And he pawned it.
Several times. He was trying to squeeze out another 50 in groceries when the mail truck come.
So he took the job.
So he did. I wrote the professor right back, just like he told me to. But when he made his mark, you'd have thought he was signing away his soul. I asked him, Ashie, what's the problem? The man's money's good, ain't it? He says Tiger wants him to find something. So I say, well, that's what you do, ain't it? Then he looks at me with those sad eyes of his. And he says, you don't have to go looking for Coyote. Coyote's always out there, waiting. It's been a pleasure, ma'am.
Mr. McGinnis?
That's an expensive bottle of whiskey you have over there.
Only the best.
Did you give the bottle to Ashie Pinto?
Good night, Detective.
That man is corruption itself.
The way he swirls whiskey in a glass, it's like he enjoys the misery it causes. One night, when I was a kid, my father took me out of bed and carried me out to the car. We drove to town, parked in front of some building. He didn't say why. He just said, watch. Turns out it was a bar. So all night, I watched them stumble out. Men I knew and respected. I watched them fall to the sidewalk. If I had just one wish, it would be to get rid of booze. No more scotch, no more whiskey, no more gin, vodka. Nothing that makes a man beat his friend with a hammer.
There, Officer Chee. Chee, run up. This guy can't stop, Chee, right there. Can you back me up?
Yate, Sheash.
Oh, yate.
Is it okay to hug you? He wanted you to come. He sent out his thoughts and you heard him.
I didn't know where else to go.
Come.
I told her you'd come.
Oh, he thinks he knows everything.
What's for supper?
You'll stay?
My sister's son is in pain.
It's okay.
I didn't mean your hand. You've been to the Billy Ghana doctor, and he did what he could.
He says I'm lucky to be alive.
How can I help you, my son?
Let me stay here, Uncle. Not just for dinner. You set me on the path. You taught me the blessing way. You taught me the sand painting. Teach me more.
What about your badge?
It's in a drawer. I can't be a cop.
But you can be a healer?
Yeah, with your help.
No. When you were a boy, you broke a bowl and ran away from my sister's house. You cried and begged me to let you stay.
This is different.
Is it? I sent you home, not to be punished, but to make a new bowl.
I don't know how.
You don't know why.
I'm worried about your friend.
Who's that?
How many do you have?
Well, the few and the proud.
It's Jim. I had this chance to go to Washington. I wanted him to come with me, but he chose this life. I think it's bad for him, and I think what happened proves that.
Miss Pete,
Janet,
Officer Chee is on medical leave. Once he's on his feet...
it's not physical. He blames himself for Delbert Nez's death.
Nez was his friend.
What about those yellow ones?
Here's Ashie Pinto's shack. Here's where Officer Nez lived, and this is where he died.
Forms a triangle.
Very large triangle. Two Navajos who might as well have lived on two different planets. They met here. I don't think it was by chance.
You're sure of that?
Nothing happens by chance.
That's not very Navajo.
No. That's me.
Do you think my client is guilty?
Well, the FBI says...
Do you?
I don't know, Miss Pete.
Back me up, Chee. Chee, can you back me up?
It was you or him? What are you doing here, Officer Chee?
I'm on leave, remember?
That would be my point. I read your report. You did what you could.
Not enough.
Oh, you're right. You should have gone to his aid. But you never played by the rules, Chee.
What are you doing here?
Ashie Pinto is my wife's family. They have questions. So I thought I should look at the crime scene myself.
He did it, Detective.
What if you're wrong?
I'm not. Can't be.
Or else you're guilty twice. It's not your concern, officer.
What about my witness? He backed me up, right?
What witness?
The guy in the Jeep.
What are you talking about?
The white Jeep that came toward me after I was heading up here that night. It's all in my report.
Officer Chee, I've read your report a dozen times. There's no mention of a white Jeep. Son, you're still getting over a serious trauma.
Take the time you need. That's an order.
Is that Emma's car?
Are we still on the white Jeep?
It's a brown SUV parked down below.
My car's parked on the other side of the ridge. Chee!
Next week, fractals.
Hey, Officer Chee, what's up?
Jen, right?
Yeah, you got it.
Mr. G?
Yes?
I'm Officer Chee, Navajo Tribal Police. I'd like to ask you a few questions.
What about?
Well, the white Jeep out in the parking lot, is that yours?
Yes.
It was last seen on Navajo 33 the night an officer was killed.
When was this?
It was on the 24th between 7:30 and 8.
Yes, I remember it. I was there.
Did you see anything? Anyone?
Where?
Well, anywhere. Where the road turns off to the big boulders. The big rock formations out there.
Sorry, I didn't see anything.
What about when you turn north?
North?
Yeah, there's an old road that leads back to here, to Big Rock.
Oh, no, I saw nothing.
You didn't see the fire? The officer's car was burning.
Maybe I saw a glow in the sky. Yeah, I think I did. But I thought it was like lightning or something.
What were you doing out there?
A storm was approaching. Back in my homeland, we had many storms. I missed them. So I drove out that night to watch and to remember.
Where are you from?
Vietnam. If you excuse me, I have a faculty meeting.
Did you happen to notice a tribal police car pass you that night?
I don't. Wait. Yes. One passed me.
Where?
On the Big Rock Road.
It must have been Officer Nez's. What about when you went back home? Did you see any other cars passing you?
Not that I remember. I'm sorry.
What are fractals?
It's a new kind of geometry. See, objects in nature don't always come in squares or triangle. you need a new way to measure them. Things like mountains or coastline or...
rock formations.
If you excuse me.
Hey, Jim Chee, yate.
Yeah, I rang the bell.
Ah, you're always welcome. Come on in. How are you?
You know.
You're looking for Joe.
Emma, you look great.
Thanks. Sit down. You're part of the reason.
Me?
You sang me a blessing way. Well, there was chemo and other things, but it started with you.
Beginner's luck.
Jim. You're gifted in the healing ways, but you fight it so much.
Officer Chee! I thought I told you to go home and get some rest.
I just wanted to come by and let you know that I'm not crazy. It's the white Jeep. It's registered to a Huan G, Huanji. It's Vietnamese.
How do you know it's the same car?
I asked him. He said he was there, but he didn't see anything.
There was a witness.
Well, just wanted to let you know that I put in my report. Now it's not there, so you might want to check it out.
Jim. You need a witness to prove you were right about Ashie Pinto. Well, you need one to prove he was wrong.
Okay. I'll check out the Jeep. But you have to do something for me.
What?
Ashie Pinto traveled 100 miles to murder Delbert Nez. I think somebody gave him a ride.
Any idea who?
Somebody that wanted something from him. Old man McGinnis at the trading post, or maybe a professor at the university. Name is Taggart.
I'm on leave, remember?
And this is not my case, which means we're both outside the law. So you want to do this or not?
Yeah.
How's the ulcer? That stuff's gonna kill you, my friend.
Listen. A, I'm not your friend.
What's B?
I don't know, I forgot, but it'll come back to me, I'm sure. What do you want, Leaphorn?
What makes you think I want?
I got an office, you know. Federal building. Maybe you've seen it.
It's about Ashie Pinto.
It's a slam dunk. Prosecutor isn't even gonna break a sweat.
Neither did your buddies at the FBI.
Hey, you know, it was your guy, Chee, who caught Pinto dead to rights.
Officer Chee was badly injured. He just pulled a good friend from a fire with a hole in his chest big enough to drive a truck through. So let's take it a little bit easy on Chee, okay? The ball bounced to you. You dropped it.
Now I remember what B is. Man, I feel that also now.
Imagine how Ashie Pinto feels.
Hey, he had the murder weapon on him. What does that tell you?
How did he get it? How does a man with no money buy a gun like that?
What do you care, Joe?
Why is it you don't care, Jay? Just another drunk old Navajo?
Oh, come on. You know me better than that.
I thought I did. That's before I realized you sanitized Chee's report.
What?
Chee saw a car coming toward him that night, a white Jeep. He swears he put it in his report, but it's not there now. There's only one explanation.
You know, I don't like the way this is going.
And who the hell is Juan G?
Joe. Okay, understand something. You didn't hear this from me, all right?
Used to be Colonel Juan G, South Vietnamese Army Intelligence. He worked both ends. Worked for Saigon and Washington. One of the very hard guys. The kind of guy who would throw the VC out of the helicopter so the VC you didn't throw out would talk. He was a client of the agency. When Saigon fell in '75, they got him out.
That was more than 25 years ago. The debt's paid.
You've been on the res too long, Joe. It's a new world out there. The president wants full cooperation with the CIA and FBI.
So you look the other way when it has something to do with one of their ex-clients.
Who says he's an ex?
So you don't even wonder what he was doing out there that night?
No, I don't.
God be with you, Brother John.
You bring the money?
I bring hope to sinners. But first, let's see what you got. Holy dancing, whistling Jesus. They're real all right. How'd the old man get his hands on Bolivian pesos?
What do you care? Long as you can sell them. Pay up, Slick.
Brother John, it's better to give than to receive.
Amen, Brother Slick. I wouldn't.
You bastard. You set me up. Let's talk about this, Leaphorn. We've known each other for a long time.
Long but not well. I'll take it from here, Slick.
Joe, what about my permit?
Works in miraculous ways, Slick.
God bless you, Brother Leaphorn. The first shall be last, and the last shall be first.
Slick.
He's not here. If you want your grade, get online.
I'm a cop. I'm working on a case that involves someone Professor Taggart did business with.
Male or female?
Does it matter?
Only to Professor Taggart.
He likes the ladies.
And vice versa.
Well, do you have any idea where I can find him?
Hey, I'm just his TA. As soon as he finishes his last class, he takes the summer off for research. I turn in his grades, pick up his dry cleaning, and promise to feed the chameleon. His name is Butch. Mine's Ava.
Jim Chee.
Maybe Red might know.
Red.
Odell Red? 2 Ds. He's an instructor here. That is slightly better than a TA, but still one level below an invertebrate. You want a soda?
Thanks. Is there a Mrs. Taggart?
Whew. They're separated. She says that she doesn't know where he is and she does not care.
Strong reaction.
Not if you knew her. Let's just say that when they split up, he got all the charisma.
And where does he do his research?
Out there in the desert.
What's he looking for?
What are they all looking for, Officer Chee? All these guys with too much facial hair and cigarette stains on their teeth and all the reasons why they teach here instead of Harvard. The Holy Grail, that's what they're looking for.
And to Taggart, this means...
Something to do with the Wild Wild West. He's the authority. You should really ask him.
Well, I'd like to. Did he ever work with a man named Ashie Pinto?
What's Taggart got to do with that?
Probably nothing.
Well, yeah, he wanted to record Pinto's stories, but the old guy was unreliable as hell, so Taggart never followed through.
Do you know where his dry cleaning is?
Sorry?
You said you picked it up.
Oh, at his house. I told you I'm his TA. I do everything but darn his socks.
And what does he do for you?
Imparts his wisdom.
Sorry. I guess that's all. Wait, his car. What does he drive?
Jeez. I don't even really know. They all kind of look alike, don't they?
Thanks for the soda. And if you hear from the professor...
Sure.
Excuse me. So Mr. Taggart lived there?
Yeah, but he's not home.
Any forwarding address?
No.
You want to buy it?
How's the mileage? No, you wouldn't know, but you sound like a Navajo.
Odell Red, South Carolina Reds, Charleston clan.
Jim Chee, Salt Clan.
Well, Chee, something tells me you're not here to buy a car.
Nope.
You want something to drink, or is this official?
Yes and no.
This is about Ashie Pinto, right?
Well, why would you think that?
I read about you in the paper. Professor Taggart was interested in Ashie's stories. He asked me to translate the Navajo. I never figured the old guy for a killer.
Somebody took him there. That's as much as we know. If they'd just left him there, I would have saw them drive away. Me or G.
G?
Mr. G. J.I. It's Vietnamese.
Interesting.
Ava says you might know where Taggart is.
Professor Taggart keeps his own counsel. He's a man of mystery. He cultivates it.
You admire him?
He's full of himself. Ambitious as hell. Yeah, I guess I do.
Any idea where he might be?
Ask Butch.
The chameleon?
No, his namesake, Butch Cassidy.
You mean as in...
Butch and Sundance. Hole in the Wall gang. Like the movie, though, according to Taggart. They got it all wrong.
The Wild, Wild West.
Sounds crazy, huh? You remember in the movie, they got run out of the territory?
Yeah, they made it to Mexico, right?
Bolivia died in a hail of bullets. Taggart says it's bullshit. Butch survived.
And how does he know that?
Pieced together old newspaper accounts of a train robbery up in Utah. Somebody claimed one of the robbers was Butch. That's hard to pull off if you're dead in La Paz.
Eyewitnesses are unreliable. Ask any cop that.
They say Butch got as far as the Big Res, and that's when he entered Navajo lore. Old stories, legends nobody ever wrote down. Nobody even remembers.
Nobody but Ashie Pinto.
Taggart thought Pinto could help him prove that Butch died somewhere on the res. And if he died there, well, then maybe his bones are still there. And if he could come up with those lovely, famous bones.
Then Taggart is famous, too.
Famous and rich. At least as rich as historians ever get. Gee, it's all bullshit. Pinto claimed to know where Sitting Bull was buried, Geronimo, too. Hell, for a bottle of whiskey, that old Indian will tell you where to find Amelia Earhart.
Mr. G. Hello. Navajo Tribal Police. Anybody home? Anybody here?
Just happened to be here, Joe.
I wanted to talk with Colonel G.
Colonel?
Captain, it's a long story.
Like I'm going somewhere.
Delbert Nez? Colonel G was there that night. Chee said he saw him driving back toward town.
G's on a medical, and this isn't even your stinking case, Joe.
Captain, the feds are doing squat. They have their man, so why bother? Chee questioned Colonel G, and I was trying to follow up when...
What to Chee?
I think it's the other message. Taka. What does that mean?
Captain Largo, we'll handle this from here. Well, how'd you get here so fast, Kennedy? I don't recall asking for your invaluable assistance.
It's a federal case, Captain. Felony on a federal reservation.
So was the death of Delbert Nez. Gonna handle this one with the same finesse.
You can't park here, son.
I live here.
What's your name?
Taka.
Takaji?
We want shots at the
I don't know.
Kid's in shock.
Mind if I take a crack at it?
You think he popped his old man, Joe? Kid knows nothing.
Captain.
Professional courtesy, Agent Kennedy. You remember what that is?
Knock yourself out.
Boss, let's go over this list and make sure you check everything.
Hey. I went to Arizona State. Freshman year, I was miserable. 1 week and I was ready to leave. Felt like the only Navajo in an ocean of white people. But I stuck it out. Graduated. Look at me, son. If you had been here, you know what would have happened. Your father have any enemies?
Long time ago. In Vietnam.
But lately, had he received any threats?
He wouldn't have told me. He was still in Vietnam, you know? In his head sometimes. Secrets. One day I thought he'd tell me, but now.
Do you have any family here?
In Albuquerque, my aunt and uncle.
How about here? Someone you could stay with tonight?
Mr. Merrill. He teaches. It's out with my father. His son Ronnie is a shithead.
But you could put up with Ronnie for one night? Your father, he died protecting you.
The colonel had enemies. He was outside our control.
Tell it to his son, Kennedy. Fine, Chee. He's still on medical leave. That's not what the dead man wrote.
I'm trusting you, okay? You say this can help him. Maybe it can help both of you. But if it's a trap, a way to get a confession.
You have my word.
Sheila Tousey.
انت هو يا حسن هستين سامنا كاي بحسنش شتا.
Slow down.
Just telling him who I am.
What do you want?
It's the stories you told Professor Taggart. 2 white men, bandits, came to the reservation a long time ago.
I told the professor.
Tell me.
The bandits were wounded. They hid out in the rocks. And that's where they died. Or so I was told. By the old ones?
But over the years, their bodies haven't been found. Why?
They teach us that everything has two forms. A bluebird has two forms. And the deer and the beetle, you and I, same thing, two forms. And there's Coyote. Do you know about coyotes?
He plays tricks. My uncle taught me how he snatched a blanket and scattered the stars and created the Milky Way.
Stories for children. That is only one form. But there is another. That's Ashie. First enemy. The enemy of law and rule and harmony. It was Coyote who blew his hide across the first man and turned him into skinwalker. That is why they never found the bodies. They're in a forbidden place. A place of corpse, skinwalkers.
I know where the rocks rise out of the desert. There's a lot of caves there. Many places where the evil ones can hide. Which one is it?
I can't tell you that.
But you can tell Taggart.
Okay, that's enough.
Did Taggart hire you to take him there?
This interview is over.
Did you take Taggart there? Tell me where's Taggart?
Over.
Where's Taggart? Who gave you the whiskey?
Don't ask
Tell
me,
me.
Mr. Pinto.
Tell me where's Taggart?
Let him go. Are you okay?
I'm okay.
What the hell is wrong with you?
Fine.
Don't. You don't just walk away. Look at me. I trusted you, not just for him, for you. Damn it, Jim! You have to let somebody help you. If not me, then somebody.
Hey! I gotta show you something.
Cute kids?
They're Delbert's.
His wife?
Widow. I did that. I left him without a father.
Stop it, Jim. You didn't do
If you want to help me out, tell me how to make it up to them.
Hojo. Ashie Pinto wants the same thing. He can't do anything about it. You can.
What? Restore harmony? Make amends to the family? Why don't I just go knock on their door and offer them food and blankets?
Why not?
Because I can't!
Jim.
I can't do it.
You need a wife.
Well, if you're offering Emma, I accept.
No, I mean to keep you sane.
You know, you could have called me just to tell me that.
If I only wanted to deliver a message. What the hell's wrong with you anyway? You think you're the only one who ever screwed up? The only one who ever lost a friend?
The old guy wouldn't talk.
So you'll beat it out of him. Is that what they taught you? Is that what I taught you? Wan Ji is dead.
What?
It seems Colonel Wan Ji was a client of the CIA.
Think it could have been somebody he knew in Vietnam?
I might, if he hadn't mentioned you.
Me?
He left a note. One word. Taka. Underneath that, lied to Chee.
I don't even think he was driving that night. I think he lied about the whole thing.
Why?
What else did he write?
Taka, that's his son.
He was protecting his son.
One thing's for sure. Now we have 2 homicides, and Ashie Pinto couldn't have done this one.
What about McGinnis?
He's just a nasty vulture looking to make an easy buck.
Taggart. Where could he be?
You talked to him?
Nobody's seen him.
Captain Largo expects to see you in his office first thing in the morning. Got some explaining to do.
You can't leave me out of this. Not now.
You should leave yourself out of it, Chee. You're too close to this. Can't you just do your job, be a cop?
I just want to find out the truth, that's all.
I'll tell Largo you need to see a specialist. You find Taggart and I'll deal with the kid.
Think the kid killed his father?
I knew a kid who blew away his mother with a shotgun because she wouldn't let him go to a rock concert. Cried at the funeral.
Wait! This is for Emma.
What is it?
She'll know what it is. Hi, Slim. What? What would I do as a wife? You're right. What would she do with me?
What time is it?
It's late. Go to sleep.
I was asleep.
Sorry.
Want to talk about it?
It's a homicide. Man left a son. I think the kid's in trouble.
That's terrible.
Ashie Pinto may be involved. We're a long way from saving him.
We?
Me and Chee.
Batman and Robin.
He sent you this. What is it?
Oh, I'll never tell. What's the matter, Detective? You know what I think? I think the more you love someone, the harder it is to show it.
Isn't that hard for you?
I'm not a detective.
A man, you mean?
That too.
You know, all day long I've been dealing with murder, but all it makes me think about is...
Flicks?
love.
Oh, it's all about perspective, honey.
What?
You look at the world one way, and it's filled with hatred, right? You look at it another, and the same world is filled with love, passion. Same world, it's only the perspective that's changed. Good night.
Leaphorn here. I need an address.
Come on, hop in.
Joe? What's going on?
Perspective.
Where are we going?
To her house.
Won't she be in school?
It's okay.
Looks like nobody's home. Yeah, I know silence is golden to the Navajo, but you want to tell me why we're here?
You did it for her.
Did what?
The more you love someone, the harder it is to show. Not for Takadzi.
Oh. I don't know whether to laugh or cry.
He's our rock painter.
That's why he was there that night. He must have seen what happened.
You know that, and I know that. But someone thought it was his father.
And they killed him.
Officer Chee,
Turn it off.
I was just...
Now. Where is he?
I don't know.
What's this car doing here? I saw it the other day out where it happened. It disappeared until now. Where is he?
I told you I don't know.
Told me a lot of things. What are you doing with this? And why didn't you tell me about it before?
He kept the tape here. It's the only proof that the bones were real, that he could find them.
The Holy Grail.
No one knew about it. I gave him my word.
Some TA.
I'm more than his TA. A lot more.
The future Mrs. Taggart. Nice house. Nice car. Nice life. Is it worth it?
Worth what?
Protecting a killer.
I don't have to listen to this.
Yes, you do. What's on this tape?
That's what I'm trying to find out, all right? I'm worried about him. I was hoping that something on there would tell me where he's at.
You know something? That's the first honest thing you told me. And worried is right. He took his prize and left you holding the bag.
He wouldn't do that.
He left first, Mrs. Taggart, didn't he? Chee?
I found our rock painter.
What?
Takaji. He was there that night. He was painting a message to a girl named Jen Denayazi. Chee, you still there?
Jen Denyazi. That's his girl?
Ah, in his dreams. Kid was supposed to stay with friends last night, but he never showed up. He's not with his family.
I know where to find him.
Chee?
I think you need to hire a lawyer. Taggart's killed 2 people. If there's a third, I'm coming back for you. Taka, I'm Officer Chee. I saw you driving your dad's Jeep that night. It was my police car that you passed. Why don't we step outside? Unless you want Jen to hear this. So does she know that you're the one who painted those rocks? Bet she'd be impressed.
I'm invisible.
You went through a lot of trouble. Girls like that.
Yeah?
Well, sometimes. Taka, I need you to tell me what you saw that night.
My father, he told me not to tell. It was dark. The storm was coming. I didn't want to wait. I know those rocks by heart. There's lots of snakes, but I know where to walk. So I started down, real quiet. And that's when I saw the old guy. He was slower than the others.
What was he doing?
Drinking from a bottle.
Go on.
By the time I got to my car, I heard someone shouting. I thought someone stirred some snakes up there. Then I heard a shot. I got out of there real fast.
Just one shot?
One.
Were you still there when Officer Nez arrived on the scene?
Saw his headlights. I recognized his car. He's chased me before.
Look, I got a topographical map in the car. I need you to show me exactly where you saw those people heading up in the rocks.
It's my fault, isn't it? I knew I shouldn't have listened to my dad. I should have told the police.
It wouldn't have made a difference.
You're just saying that.
Do you know what fate is?
My dad had a saying from Vietnam. He said it all the time. Đến mình tốt với đàn ông như những đối với chuột. Fate is as gentle with men as the mongoose is with mice.
You know, we have the same saying. Coyote is always waiting. But also Coyote is always hungry. Chee.
Did you find our boy?
Doc is okay. I sent him back to his people in Albuquerque.
Well, what did he say? Did you see anything? Chee, where are you?
You're breaking up. Sorry.
Don't give me that crap. You can hear me fine.
Sorry, there's too much static.
Chee.
Shona hustling, Shona hustling, Shona hustling. Shona hustling, Shona hustling, Shona hustling.
Thank God it's you. Oh, gee, you scared me shitless. I thought maybe you'd come back.
Who?
Whoever did that. Whoever killed Taggart.
Ashie Pinto's in jail.
He was right, though, huh? This is one evil place.
What are you doing here?
I've been looking for Taggart ever since you came to my house. I don't know, I just...
Bullshit. You heard the tapes.
What tapes?
How would you know what Pinto said about this place unless you heard the tapes? You were here the other day in his car and you put it back in his driveway to make it look like he did it.
No, I know how this...
You were with him, then Eddie brought Ashie Pinto here. You argued, then you shot him. And then Delbert Nez showed up and you shot him too.
No, Chee. I didn't kill anybody. I was here with Ashie Pinto and Taggart. He wanted me here in case the old man started going off in Navajo, you know, just to
So you
help.
found it, the Holy Grail. Now that Taggart's gone, the glory's all for you.
What glory, huh? Who gives a shit about glory? I'm broke and we're standing on a fortune.
What fortune?
That one right there.
What's in there? Money?
No. Stamps, Chee.
Stamps?
Stamps. 10-cent McKinley's, 5-cent Louisiana Purchase Memorials, 1 centers, all uncanceled. We're talking $300,000 or $400,000 here.
Taggart wouldn't share. So you shot him.
No, I told you I didn't shoot anybody.
The kid saw you that night. You, Taggart, and Ashie Pinto.
What kid?
The math teacher's son. He was here that night painting the rocks. He saw.
You told me it was his old man. That's what you said.
I was wrong.
You were wrong.
You shot him for nothing.
No shit. I went there to talk. See how much he knew. He pulled a gun. I went for the gun to... I'm not a murderer, Chee.
You are now. Let's go.
Did the kid say he saw me shoot Taggart? You bastard, he didn't, did he? You've got no witnesses, Chee. You've got nothing.
I got Taggart. And now I got you.
Where's your gun, Officer Chee, huh? Where's your gun? Don't tell me you came here to find skinwalkers, because if that's all you got, my friend, then that's not enough.
Stop!
The thing died with Custer.
Maybe. Maybe not.
Then you're gonna have to use it, because I just want what's mine.
Watch out! Ah!
They're done for the day.
It's over. You didn't do it. Why didn't you tell me about Odell Red? Was it the whiskey? Is that what you're ashamed of?
Jim.
I found Taggart. Red was there. He told me everything.
Everything?
And would somebody tell me?
Red, he killed Taggart. Then he killed Delbert Nez.
The young man. He told you this?
You don't have to protect him anymore. He's dead.
The Coyote got him, after all.
It was a rattlesnake.
I want to change my plea.
Don't worry. I'll ask the judge to dismiss the charges.
I want to change my plea to guilty.
Didn't you hear me, Ashie? You're a free man.
I'm an old man and ashamed. I want the judge to know. I want you to know how it was that I killed that policeman. I took them to the place. Taggart, the young man, Red. I showed them what they were looking for. They started to argue. Taggart had a pistol. His face was angry. I have that face when I'm drunk. I had it from all the whiskey had given me. It makes the wind that blows inside of me blow as dark as night. So I grabbed the gun from him and I shot Mr. Taggart. The young man started running. I walked back down the trail, and there was the policeman. He started to ask me about rocks and painting things. He acted like he was gonna arrest me, so I shot him too. They say I set fire to the car. I don't remember. That's how it is with whiskey. I should never have gone to that place. I am ashamed.
He's doing the right thing, Jim. He needs to tell the truth. You know, sometimes I think we don't solve anything. We just rearrange the mystery.
Is the FBI okay with this?
Absolutely.
Coyote, I can't hang ya.
Coyote, I've brought someone with me, and we'd like to say a prayer with you.